Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name's Michelle and I call myself the Beauty Treasure Hunter. Today, I'm trying lots of new things. A new sunscreen, a new Sun Sculpt, new to me CC Cream by Pacifica, new to me Rude the Roaring 20s Bohemian, and lots of other stuff. So some of the things I try are brand spanking new releases and some have just hit the discount stores. So whatever floats your boat, if you want to see how I got this look, then just hang with me. Okay, here we go. A few episodes back, I told you I had a new sunscreen for you, and it was the Aveeno Protect and Hydrate. And I lied because several episodes ago, I showed you this one and said that Dr. Dre had recommended it because you could use it on your face or your body. So when I saw this was in my salvage store, I thought I'll just pick that up. It says for face. I want you to know it's the very same thing, but you'll be paying more for it this way than you will in a larger quantity. So just beware. And my new favorite sunscreen is this color corrector with SPF 50, but I thought I would try this type. It has more of like redness correction. This one has some orange in it and also some lavender, but I'm going to try this one today. Looks very green to start off with. And since I do have so much lid space, I do like to sunscreen my lids. Okay, right now I would tell you that I like the other kind better. I think I look a little sick, a little green. Maybe that'll melt in before long. You can use my Sorbet undershadow. Okay, I have shown you one of the Rude palettes before that was the Roaring 20s, but this is the Bohemian, so it's a little bit different. Here's what it looks like. So I'm going to start with this nice big fluffy brush. This is from the BeauArt Eye Set. It's the 142 Concealer Buffer. It's very fluffy and dense. And I'm going to start off with Add a Girl right up here. Okay, next I'm gonna go into this one right down here, Rose, and it looks like C'est la vie. I don't know. It's not C'est la vie because it's not French. Because it's not French, so I don't know how to say that. It's the rose one, but it's not very pink. It's more brown. I love it. Love this shade. I like to do circles in both directions because I have so much crepiness and folding that if I do that, it gets it in all the little folds. It's funny, when I raise my eyebrows, I can do this side a lot higher. And so on this side, I really have to concentrate on not raising my eyelids. On the other side, it doesn't matter because I try it and they just don't go up as high. Aren't our faces something else? All the little micro expressions. But all of her little wrinkles are from a lifetime of expression. Okay, I really, really like this little brush. It is the 231 Detail Crease Definer. Let's see if I can hold it up. It has tiny little hairs at the top that stick out a little bit further than the rest, so I really like it. I'm gonna go in with this dark chocolate called Rhapsody. And again, I'm just making my little circles both ways, both directions. And then a little bit toward the inside. I'm going to switch to kind of a tiny pencil brush, but it also has that little fiber thing going on at the top. The 230 Detail Smoky Blender, and I'm going back into that chocolate brown shade called Rhapsody, and I'm gonna come on the lower lash line now. I'm really trying to fill in this triangle right here. I'm gonna keep this brush and I'm gonna go into the shade Vaudeville. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. I'm gonna do that on the upper lash line. Anytime I think of vaudeville, I think of the music video with Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney, Say, Say, Say. That was so good. Okay, now I'm gonna take a larger, this is the Luxe Smoky Shader 234, and it doesn't look clean, but it really is. And I'm gonna just blend this out between the two colors. And back to the blender. Now before I do my sparkles, I'm gonna clean up a little bit on the sides. I'm gonna try to relax. Now I'm gonna go into this color right down here. It looks crazy. It looks like it's a zebra. But when you rub it, it looks like this. Nice foil. So I'm gonna do that right in the center, back and forth, up and down. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this sparkle over here called Ragtime. I've told you before that I think the shiny part in the middle looks like the moonlight on the ocean, and then this next part is the stars in the sky. I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Exagger-eyes, my lower lashes. I still do the God Venus wispy clusters. Got them on Amazon. C Curl, it's the short set. I start on the inner corner with 9, 10, 10, 12, 12, 14, 14. But if you want a cat eye, if you like for them to be more open and longer in the middle, you could do 9, 10, 12, 14, 12, 10, and if you had any more room, 9. I'm going to go in with my Revlon Flexware. Mine's in shade Vanilla, I think. Yes, just barely. I had someone to comment that I should really put this on my fingers and not do the dots, but I did reply and say, yep, you're right. I do end up blending with my fingers. But I do like to kind of spread it with a brush first. And I've been liking this little Catrice brush. Here we go. It's so nice and dense and soft and angled. And I just like to stipple. That way I get it in between on my little fine lines. And then I basically go in with my fingers for the warmth, just to kind of melt it in. That's not looking sharp enough for me over there. You know, I warm up my fingers. Friction causes heat. Okay, now we'll let that set down a little bit before I put any powder on. I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. But before I do that, I did pick up this Skin Rescue Oil-Free Mattifying Gel from First Aid Beauty. When I go to my discount stores and I see something from First Aid Beauty that I haven't tried, I like to try it because usually their stuff is just excellent. So I'm gonna put this just in my T-zone. I like to do something like this, especially if I'm going to be using a more moisturizing base, and today I am. This says that it helps hydrate, remove excess oils, and minimize the appearance of pores, which is what I need. Now I'm going to go in with my NYX Blade Shade pencil, and this one, ash brown. It's teeny tiny, and it does look like a blade. Instead of a little dot, it is like a little line. So you can make little strokes if you want to. And I can only get away with using this when my eyebrows are fairly newly dyed. And I finally found some L'Oreal brow lamination at my salvage store. Didn't want to try it at like its original price, so it's clear. I've heard good things about it, so we'll see. Okay, so far so good. All right, now today, let's see, I am going to use kind of all over as my bronzer this new CoverGirl True Blend Sun Sculpt. It does have a doe foot, so you can use it kind of as a contour, but I think this shade for me looks more like a bronzer shade. So let's see, I have it in number 20 light, but I'm going to use the pump, and here's what it looks like. It totally reminds me of my vacation sunscreen drops. Let me show you those. Here's what they look like, kind of the same color, except with these you get an SPF of 50. It's an added bonus. No sunscreen in the CoverGirl ones. Okay, now I'm ready to go in with my base for the day. And I found this Pacifica Ultra CC Cream. I picked it up because of the shade. It is warm tan. But here's what it looks like. Maybe I should, rub that out. It has a nice pinky tone to it, which is usually what I love. I do like to go up in my part a little bit. These are very, very moisturizing and glowy. But remember, I put my mattifying gel on underneath this in the T-zone. I got these at my Marshall's. I think it was like $4.99 or $5.99. Okay, I think that's got me well covered. Let me check the pores. Okay, feels nice. Also feels like if the wind were to blow that my hair would totally stick. Hey, I got this LA Girl Velvet Bronzer. I know they have it at Five Below. I think I got mine from Ulta. This one's in the color Suede. So this is more like a bronzer than a contour. I usually do like something a little bit darker. Which reminds me, I did pick my NYX Pro Fix Stick in number 16 Walnut just to show you that I think this is a fabulous color for pale girlies for contouring. This is the color I usually like to go with. I used to never do lip contouring until Nikki LaRose started doing it. But okay, I'll try it. And I'm going to use my little Monge double-ended brush. Then I like to switch to the flat side for the rest of the face. Okay, in my Ipsy box this time, I got this from Moon Slice Beauty. It is a cream blush in the shade Cutie Pie. Here's what it looks like. I'm going to use this number 47. Do like to go up on the side right there. Painted by Spencer calls this where you start and then you make your circle bigger and bigger, the yellow brick road method. And then I think this will go nicely with it. It is the Catrice Soft Glam Baked Blush. This one's in the shade Midnight Berry. But to me, it really doesn't look berryish. But there is a nice glow to it, so I may not even need any highlighter. So I'm going to go pretty light with it. And a number 93, Angled Fluffy, and I'm just barely tapping it in just to see how it'll go. Okay, I like that. Let's see if it can take down some of this wet glow here. Yeah, that's working well to set it down. I was afraid it would be too glowy, but it is acting more like a blush than a highlighter, so that's good. Okay, I got this CoverGirl Outlast Lip Stain, which I already had some, but I found it at the salvage store for 99 cents. This one's in the shade Honey Sculpt, so I knew I was kind of taking a chance with the color, and I just wanted to show it to you because it is kind of brownish yellow, but we'll see if I can top that off with something else. But just so you can see. I'm going to kind of go over that with this Catrice Gel Lip Liner. It's in the lightest shade that I thought maybe I couldn't use. It's called Line Me Softly, but I'm going to go over that and see if I can pink it up a little bit. Okay, I think that's better. I think they help each other to be more wearable. And I'm going to top that with some NYX Jelly Job. Mine is in the shade Honey It's Jelly, and it does seem to have a little bit of sparkle to it. We'll see if it shows up that way. This has a strange plastic doe foot. It's not a metal one, and it's not a fuzzy doe foot. It's just plastic. Okay, but I like the way that looks. It has no intentional taste. You may taste the scent, but it's not unpleasant at all. Now I'm going to swatch some of the CoverGirl True Blend bronzers. The lightest one is Honey Bun. Very light. The next one, 310, is Toasted Butterscotch. And I really thought this would be my favorite because it has a little bit of pink marbling in there. Okay, but really to me it doesn't look too pink at all. And then I also have 320 Caramel Truffle, and this is kind of marbled with some more gold color, so I think this will be the warmest. We'll see if I'm right. It's definitely the darkest. Yeah. So today I think I'm going to go with the middle one, which is Toasted Butterscotch. And I'm going to use my number 50 big fluffy brush. I have joked before that I almost like to set down everything with my bronzer. Just put it everywhere. I like to bring it down my décolletage too. Okay, now I got two of the CoverGirl True Blend Skin Enhancer finishing powders. This one is in 500 Sugar Cookie, and this one's in 510 Snickerdoodle. This one is slightly darker and a little bit more pink, but I'm going to swatch both of them. Okay, so here's Sugar Cookie. Very, very light. Nearly invisible. And this one is 510 Snickerdoodle. Which you can see has a little bit more color. Not a whole lot. Since it's a little pinkish and I like that, I'm going to go with that. My number 99 brush. Just set down all my shiny places here. I know it's probably meant to just not set down, but just airbrush everything. I want to get it into my pores. So I'm pushing it in. Pounce, pounce. Okay, I'm going to forego the Cars Land today and see if this can suffice. I have this Laura Mercier highlighter. It's called Face Illuminator in Devotion. Got it at my Marshall's. Here's what it looks like. Looks lovely, doesn't it? Can use a 135 Fenty. Like to go over my wrinkle there. Isn't that a pleasant thought that your wrinkles can just turn into sparkles? That's my plan. Okay, I don't think that's too much. I think it's just enough. And I'm going to use my Revolution Super Fix Super Hold Misting Spray. I always like to shake it, even though it doesn't have any little shaker things on the inside. Kind of like to get the neck area too, if I've put any makeup there. This has a very nice scent. Okay, I pretty much saturated myself, so let's see if I can get it to dry down. So here's how it all turned out. I like the CoverGirl Sun Sculpt, but it's nearly exactly like the Vacation Studio Tone drops, which also have SPF 50. So if I had a choice between the two, I would definitely go with this to get some added sunscreen. Speaking of, with the sunscreens, I do think I like the one that has the 3 colors in it better than just the green and white. I love this Pacifica CC Cream in warm/tan. Love it. Okay, here's why I usually love something more moisturizing. My marionette lines are getting pretty deep, and if I put something really matte there, it's almost like they crease and then pull apart, and you've got this line, visible line, where my wrinkles are. But if I wear something more moisturizing, I don't get that. So I think I'll just go with more moisturizing and try to do other things for my nose and this area right here. Because this area right here needs moisturizing. Your wrinkles need moisture. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that it took your cares away for just a little while. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you see me next time.